Doug wants to know if we'll be talking about Anthony Weiner on this week's show.
Of course. New York is a big city and its future is important.
Or what we could do is talk about something much more interesting, like how it must have been a battle for him to face the public once again.
Wait, what exactly did he do?
Weiner resigned from Congress back in June of 2011 because of his sexting scandal.
So this entire controversy has been over his public image as opposed to his political policies?
Well, I wouldn't exactly say it's just about public image. I mean, he did tweet his crotch for the entire world to see. Wait, so if you didn't want to talk about his scandal, what did you want to talk about?
I think what's important is to talk about his policies and his positions, not who he is as a person. We should really be looking at his platform and how he plans to achieve it.
I think a lot of people, what they want to hear are all the disgraceful acts or the acts of kindness that this individual has done. I mean, I think that's what attracts people to the news, and I think that's what we have to focus on and deliver to keep our audience.
Well, I don't care what he did. I care about his position. Because of this entire internet thing you young people rely on so much these days, it focuses on characters and personality and less on the actual issues. Let's outline the show.
Well, Doug thinks that we should focus our attention on social media and politics. What do you think?
What about traditional media?
No, traditional media is dead. It doesn't matter anymore.
Wait a minute. According to unknown Seeger, 78% of Americans get their news from local television, 73% from national television, 61% from online news, 54% from radio, 50% from the local newspaper, and 17% from the national newspaper.
Well, that could be one side of the argument, but that doesn't mean it's good just because people watch it. What about media consolidation?
What do you mean? It's that bad.
How is it not bad? For instance, Clear Channel itself owns over 700 radio stations in the US. It's like a monopoly.
But there are different perspectives. You know, for instance, look at MSNBC or Fox News. They have completely different views on things.
But that's not true at all. I mean, they're both owned by big corporations, and even though they pursue two different perspectives, they're coming from corporate viewpoints. That's it. That's the whole problem with traditional media. If you go online, there's so much more diversity. There's so many more different opinions.
Yes, but you're looking at it in a quantity over quality view. We don't need 100 idiots.
Well, the point is you get different perspectives. That's the point of it. It lets us form our own judgment. We can get all this information and we read online, come up with our own judgments. That's usually the point of it. We acquire political values through political socialization. If we live in a bubble with the same major companies, all we'll be able to do is have one view on the subject. By being able to read comments and arguments between other activists, we get different views and find ourselves what we believe is right.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Hey, are you working on this show? What do you got so far?
We're talking about how great traditional media is.
No, we were actually having a debate on mass media versus traditional media.
Holy moly, Michelle Bachmann is quitting politics.
Really? That's strange. It must be on tomorrow's paper.
It's all over the internet. That's the problem with you and your newspapers. Nothing's up to date. On the internet, you get news as soon as it happens.
But at least the newspaper takes the time to get it right. Isn't it better to take time to put things up that are right instead of publishing it and getting it wrong and changing it later? Doug, you aren't even listening. Are you emailing again?
Nobody emails anymore. I was just signing a petition to stop the Keystone Pipeline. You guys should sign it too.
Oh yeah, pass it on to me.
Okay.
Oh, I want to sign up too. Where's the paper?
It's an online petition.
You know, online.
Online petition?
Online petitions are great. They give people the chance to organize at a grassroots level by banding together. It's really great. It's a really great way for us to talk to our leaders and to the government. For instance, if 500,000 people sign a petition, politicians are going to hear that. That's the problem with broadcast media. How do you get the input back to the people who are running things?
I totally agree. Using social media allows us to have our voices heard, which allows for communication between the people and the politicians.
Well, it's more effective, I would say, if you young people would get off your ass and march to the White House and try and make change as opposed to hiding behind your cell phonies. That way you might even try voting too. Real revolutions take place on the streets.
Online petitions may not be the answer for everything, but they're really great for getting people involved.
If you're saying that internet is the future of political discourse, then you are saying that poor people cannot participate. How many single working mothers can afford a $500 smartphone? Also, internet is more available in urban areas as opposed to rural.
Who doesn't have access to the internet today?
75% of Americans have access to the internet, but that means 25% do not have any access at all. Internet users tend to be well-educated people that live in big cities and urban areas.
I didn't realize it was that bad, but that shouldn't be a reason why we stop using the internet altogether. The internet has rapidly grown into such an important conduit for political information, and today virtually every government agency and political organization has a website. Our technology is only going to become more advanced, and we can't just go back to the way it was before.
What are you doing on your phone now, Doug?
Oh, I'm looking for pictures of Anthony Weiner in his underwear.
Send it to me.
I will.
That's another problem with the internet. It's all about pictures and images. Why are we choosing people based on how they look and not their policy?
That's what lookism is all about. I mean, it's bad, but it didn't just start with the internet.
Yeah, but now the internet has really accelerated and it's gotten worse. We don't care about policies or leadership. If we're going to vote for someone who looks good, we might as well vote for Sean Connery.
Sean Connery?
You don't know Sean Connery? You know, like James Bond. So cute.
Isn't
Didn't Daniel Craig James Bond?